In the 79th minute of the match between Manchester United and Burnley, taking advantage of a broken pass from opponent Antony's escape to the opening points in front of an explosion of more than 70,000 spectators at Old Trafford. €100 million players are running to celebrate with a lot of emotional enthusiasm as this is the Brazilian star's first goal in the Premier League this year. But you're still MU, always knowing how to deceive fans with crazy emotions. You've lost in the last minutes and you've got a shameful point. The Red Devils have officially lost their tickets to the Champions League and are unlikely to be able to play in the Europa League next season. What happened at Old Trafford yesterday could be called Manchester United's comedy, which was both magnificent but also disappointing, including a joke for anti-Red Devils fans. Home advantages and top-class star players have helped Man United enter the game in a strong way. They have performed uncompromising City shots. Unfortunately, attacking players like Garnacho, Eriksen, and Bruno Fernandes were all too ruthless at the end, when with 12 shots in the first half of the game they couldn't turn into a goal. Man United is clearly playing against Burnley, a weak team that has to be in the top, which is like playing against some big Premier League team. Post-match statistics showed that MU controlled the ball even less than Burnley, 48% versus 52%, and Onana had to take 16 shots. In the 79th minute, Burnley made a mistake. Almost immediately Antony jumped to the finish. The Brazilian striker's €100 million shot is too much for him to score his first goal in the Premier League this year. But €100 million and the first goal at the EPL in the 34th? It's really like a joke. Antony scored his first Premier League goal in a year and 10 days, a scary figure for a striker. After the goal, Antony had a warm and exciting celebration. But maybe the former Ajax Amsterdam star himself didn't realize that his explosive celebration was just the beginning of his later shortcomings. In the 85th minute, Andre Onana kicked out without hitting the ball and hit midfielder Zeki Antony, causing the home team to be blown out with a penalty. It was Antony who scored the pen and set Burnley's score to 1-1. There's always a high-speed skating train in Manchester United that takes the fans to the elevation position and then suddenly pushes them down to the depths of disappointment at a terrible speed. Never before have the Red Devils been so weak in front of teams that they are now. Erik ten Hag can justify this fight by blaming the referee. In the 89th minute, Antony hit the back of the guest in the quit round. But this time, you won't get the penalty. But that's still part of the game, when their overall performance is basically too dim and disappointing. As the end of the game sounded, Ten Hag's face revealed his helplessness and dark future before the Dutch coach. The disappointment with Burnley is a deadly blow to the hopes of the Champions League as well as the Europa League for Manchester United next season. Now that Aston Villa is 13 points away from the Red Devils and only 4 rounds away, Man United's chances to play in the Champions League are gone, and it's all the more worrying when you're still at risk of not playing in the Europa League. Playing in the Europa League thanks to the FA Cup is an incredibly difficult task against a powerful Man City, and the 6th place to go to the UEFA Europa League, and they make a 1-point gap to the 7th place team, Newcastle. In the remaining 4 games, MU with its unusual style can completely abhor, especially in that chain there are tough opponents that are strong Arsenal and the main face of direct confrontation with Newcastle. And that could be the match that will determine the Europa League ticket for the next season. With a team with many traditions, with titles and reputation like Manchester United, it's gonna be hard to get a score and a chance to reach an arena like the Europa League that hasn't been able to please the fans yet. For more than 10 years, you've been weakened and you don't know when to find a stop. For them to really get back to their past once again is always an extremely difficult question. Ten Hag may not be in position after this season, but it can't guarantee that Manchester United will be resurrected under some new coach.